Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into the invisible skills that really make or break your success when you're working remotely. We're going to break down why they are so much more important now, and of course, how you can get really good at them.
So, let's just kick things off with a question I think a lot of us have probably felt at some point. With all the freedom and flexibility, why does working from home sometimes feel, well, just harder, more draining than being in the office? It's a weird paradox, isn't it? The answer, it turns out, lies in this really powerful and often overlooked effect.
And that paradox is all about a core concept we need to understand. See, moving to remote work isn't just changing your background. It completely changes the rules of the game. And it does that through something we're calling the amplification effect.
So what exactly is the amplification effect? Well, think of it like this. Remote work takes the soft skills you already have, things like communication, time management, and it cranks the volume dial all the way up to 11. All those little natural supports you get in an office, like just popping by a coworker's desk or seeing that your manager's around, they're just gone. And that means the skills that were probably good enough before just don't cut it anymore.
This slide really lays out this shift perfectly. In the office, so much support is just implicit. It's in the air. But when you're remote, you need to take explicit action. A quick, impromptu chat has to become a really intentional, detailed message. And all that visible oversight, that's replaced by a structure you have to build entirely for yourself. The main takeaway here is you literally have to over-index on these skills just to get to the same starting line.
Okay, so if the old rules are out the window, what are the new ones? Well, it turns out that to really thrive in this new amplified world, it all comes down to mastering 3 core pillars of success. These pillars give us a super clear framework.
And here they are. This is the foundation. It really all boils down to these 3 things. First, how you manage yourself. Second, how you talk and work with other people. And third, how you handle change. Just think of this as your roadmap for the rest of this explainer.
Pillar 1, self-management. Without a boss literally looking over your shoulder, you basically have to become your own CEO. This means you've got to actively structure your day with things like time blocking, set your own super clear SMART goals to guide your work, and even create physical boundaries with a dedicated workspace. It's all about grabbing the initiative and trying to solve problems on your own before you ask for help.
Next up, communication. And honestly, this is the absolute lifeline for any remote team. Since you lose all that body language, you have to over-communicate. Provide the full context to make sure nothing gets lost in translation. This means getting great at asynchronous tools to respect everyone's different schedules, nailing your virtual meeting etiquette, and maybe most importantly, helping create a space of psychological safety. An environment where everyone feels comfortable enough to speak up, share a crazy idea, or admit they need help.
And our third pillar, adaptability. You can almost think of this as the meta skill, the one that makes all the others work better. Remote work is always in flux. New tools, new workflows. You just have to have a learner's mindset, be ready to pick up new tech on the fly, and manage your own stress when things inevitably go wrong. And I love this idea of not just bouncing back from a setback, but bouncing forward, using every single challenge as a way to learn and get better.
Okay, so that's the theory. But how do these skills actually help with the real, kind of painful challenges of working from home day in and day out? Let's connect those dots right now.
This one is huge. We've all felt it, right? That lack of random office banter can make you feel like you're on an island. So what's the soft skill solution here?
You have to build connections on purpose. It's not going to happen by accident. That means being a proactive networker. Actually scheduling those virtual coffees. It means letting your real personality come through in meetings and using your emotional intelligence to really practice empathy and connect with your colleagues as actual human beings. You can't just wait for it to happen. You have to go out and create it.
And here's another classic. The line between your couch and your office gets so blurry, and before you know it, you're always on, just heading straight for burnout. How do we fight that?
You have to protect your time and energy with almost ruthless self-management. We're talking setting strict work hours and actually using tools to enforce them. It means creating those physical boundaries and, this is key,
communicating your availability really clearly to your team so they know when you're on the clock and when you're off.
Ah, yes, the old out of sight, out of mind. It's a totally valid fear for remote workers. You worry that if no one sees you working hard, your career's just going to stall. So how do you stay visible when you're not physically there?
You have to engineer your own visibility. Now, this isn't about being loud or annoying, it's about being strategic and proactive. Volunteer to take the lead on a project. Make it a habit to share your results and accomplishments with your manager. Don't just wait for that yearly review. Have ongoing conversations about where you want your career to go. You have to be your own biggest advocate. Okay, now this is where things get really cool. Mastering these skills doesn't just put out fires. It actually starts this amazing positive feedback loop, what you might call a virtuous cycle of success. Just look at how this flows. It starts with you choosing to apply these skills. What happens next? Your well-being gets better. You feel less stressed, more in control. And when you feel better, of course, your performance and engagement go up. And that feeling of success, it just motivates you to lean into these skills even more. It creates this powerful upward spiral.
So here is the absolute bottom line. Working on these abilities is not just another item on your to-do list. It's a strategic investment, one that compounds over time. And the returns show up everywhere in your productivity, your career, and frankly, your overall happiness.
And that really brings us to the big picture here. In this new world of work, getting a handle on these skills isn't just a nice little bonus, it is a strategic imperative.
This quote just says it all, doesn't it? The future doesn't belong to the people who already know everything. It belongs to those who can learn, unlearn the old stuff, and then relearn the new stuff the fastest. Your ability to adapt, your soft skills, that is what's going to define your success from here on out.
So, I'm going to leave you with one final thought. A challenge, really. We've gone over a lot, but real progress always starts with just one small step. So looking back at those three pillars, self-management, communication, and adaptability, what is the one skill, just one, that you are going to intentionally practice this week? Because your answer to that question could be the thing that kicks off your own virtuous cycle.